What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck, Cowboys fans stand up, and you're now tuned to the Cowboys fans only channel. So comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there. You guys know the drill by now. But I don't want to take too much of y'all time today. It's Sunday. It's actually my wife's birthday. Happy birthday to my wife. So we got some plans going on. But I had to drop a video real quick and discuss a few things that I noticed going on in the Cowboys community. Especially yesterday, man, that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. So if you follow me on Twitter, of course, at JTuck151, I've been kind of vocal the past few days. Now, before I start this video, I want to say this, right? I have no affiliations with Jaylon Smith. He doesn't sponsor my show. I have no partnerships. I know a lot of people see I'm doing the event, the week of the Eagles game with Jaylon Smith and my guy West Coast. That's not about Jaylen. That's about me supporting my guy West Coast. And also my guy, Boss Cowboy, being in the building as brothers of content creators. So it could have been Greg the Leg showing up to that event. I would be pulling up regardless to support my bros. So I have no affiliations with any of his family members. I don't talk to Jaylen. I do not know this man. So because you guys always know the one thing that I always want to stand on, and I feel like as a content creator, is uncompromised media. Being uncompromised. Though I do build relationships with some players, I do build relationships with some family members of players. I do admit that. I will remain always uncompromised. But if you have a personal bias, a personal vendetta, then you are compromised media. And we'll get to that. But I feel like what I saw yesterday was compromised media from a lot of people. And I want to say this. As content creators, bloggers, podcasters, writers, whatever you want to kind of claim your title as to being when it comes to content or sports content, you have great responsibility. I always want to quote, Peter Parker in Spider-Man, right? With great responsibility comes, or great power comes great responsibility, as they say, right? You have to hold yourself accountable at levels that trolls, the regular common fan, they don't have to abide by these rules. But for us personally, we should, because we owe you guys, the viewer, that. I owe you guys that. Now, let's go through an example. You all know, if you watch my channel, I am a Florida State fan. I wanted Asante Samuel Jr. I wanted him over Kelvin Joseph, clear as day. I could have a personal vendetta about that pick, and I could really sit here and carve up Kelvin Joseph for my own personal gain. I could have took the clip of him getting beat on Friday night. I could have took the pick or the video of him getting the holding penalty. I could really just tell one side of the story to fit my narrative to make it seem like, all right, Tuck, you was right. You was right. Pat on the back. Now, I'll tell you this. From a person who has been right, it gets you nothing. There's no reward in that. Being the first guy, being the right guy, right? There's no reward in that. Go through my tweets. Dak Prescott, I was right about that. The head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, I was right about that, right? It gets you nothing. But I feel like what we saw yesterday when it comes to Jaylon Smith, and you can sub him out for any player, but Jaylon Smith specifically yesterday, it's more about certain people wanting to be right versus what's actually best for the Dallas Cowboys. And I can't rock with that, y'all. I can't rock with that, and I cannot let that slide. I always tell y'all, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan first, a Kansas hard hitter first. I'm always on the front line. And yesterday, what I seen from Cowboys fans was corny to me. It was so corny to the fact I was about to quit. I was done yesterday. I said, I do not want to be a part of this yesterday. I don't need it. I don't want to. Because if this is what this is coming to, I don't want to be a part of it. And I have good people. Shouts out to my Star Gang family. Shouts out to Rome Cowboys fan talk. I just spoken to. They're like, Tuck, we need you. But I was like, I am not being a part of this fake, hypocritical aspect of the community. I didn't want to be in the part because I see what their intent is. Now, we all know Jaylon Smith, who was drafted in 2016, he was been limited due to the injury. Is he the best solid on the sideline? No. Right? We know that. What we saw Friday was not groundbreaking news. It wasn't like we said, oh, we never seen that. We saw it last year. We saw it in 2018. We saw it in 2008, and so on and so on. It's not news. He is best coming forward. Is he a limited linebacker? Yes, absolutely. But is he still a dynamic aspect to our team? Absolutely. And you cannot convince me otherwise. Going into the 2020 season, he was the top-rated linebacker, top 10 rated linebacker going to 2020. What happened last year? Nobody knows. With any of our defensive players, nobody knows what happened last year. It was horrendous across the board. But of course, we want to find a guy to blame to be the issue of all of our problems. And it's a vicious attack on his character. If you go into the Star Gang group, salute to my family. Every day there's people commenting something personally, something about Jaylen nonstop, every freaking morning, to the point that they had to change the settings of the group. It has to go through like approval now because every day someone had something to say about Jaylen. Go back to the Hall of Fame game. What was people complaining about? Oh, Jaylen Smith should have got that fumble. Micah Parsons got the fumble. That wasn't Jaylen Smith. He couldn't. Jaylen Smith hits a dummy in practice. That's a video clip, right? It's an attack. And here's the thing. If you're going to be a content creator and you're really going to do this, personally, you have to be held accountable and tell both sides of the effing story. Period. Period. If you're going to highlight all the negatives, then damn it, I want to see the positives too. Let's look at the film. Let's look at the film. Let's look at it. What happened? Because I went back and watched the film. I watched the film 3 times yesterday. Just think, maybe, damn, because you were drinking Ciroc Tuck, you was kind of having a good time. Maybe you was tripping, you missed some things. Let's go back to the film and watch. There's that one play that everybody wants to highlight, right? But was there any observation? Was there any narrative? Did anyone explain what the scheme was? Does anybody know what Jaylen's responsibility was? No. At least I was just running. Somebody sit back from their TV, zoomed in on camera, posted on Twitter for jokes and laughs, and we'll get to that here in a second. And he saw Jaylen running, and now his career is over. He's done. But if you look at the sideline view and knowing that his responsibility was to tight end, that he was playing contain and LVE was flowing at the pursuit angle with the running back, and he was outmatched from the gate. There was no way Jaylen Smith or anybody could have made that play. No, because it doesn't fit your narrative. But what's it really about? If you don't like Jaylen, just say it. At least the people in the Star Gang group, when they post constantly about Jaylen Smith, they don't like him. And take Jaylen Smith out of it. It's the same thing with Dak Prescott. And the worst thing about it, y'all, is coming from our own effing community. That's corny to me. Our own fan base is willing to tear down players of our own team for internet clout, to be right on Twitter, to be right in a Facebook group. That's corny to me, and that's just not how I operate as a Cowboys fan. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just not. If you're going to tell the story, tell the full story. That's all I'm asking. So I ask people, all right, so Jaylen is struggling. He's so horrible. What film from last year do you recommend I go watch? Because I'm right in front of my computer. I ain't got the timestamps, Tuck. I ain't got the clips. I ain't got it. I didn't take no notes. But just go watch the film. What film do you want me to watch? What game? What timestamp? None of that. So you're just talking from an emotional state. You're talking from an emotional state. We all can do that. So when we get so huffing and puffing our chest about people who want to talk about Dak Prescott, oh, he can't throw. He's dinking dunk. He's dinking Dak. We should have never paid him that money. But then, damn it, let those people speak then, because they're talking from an emotional state just like you're talking about yesterday. Let them talk. Let them speak. Unblock them. Unblock them. Let them speak. Let them speak. Why are you blocking all these Dak haters? Because you're doing the same damn thing, tearing down your own teammates, your own team players for your own personal gain so you can appear to be right. And I'll say this because you guys probably saw the tweet. I have no issues with Mike. I don't know Mike. We haven't worked together on my show. I haven't been on his show. But I rock with him solely because of his relationship with Big Game James. And the one time that we were actually on camera together, look it up. Look it up. It's not me capping. It's not me lying. It's pre-draft. I brought up Micah Parsons as an option for the play, for the Cowboys, for the pick. He said Micah Parsons no because he's a POS human being, doesn't want him. A POS human being. From a kid that you don't know his family, you don't know his upbringing, you don't know nothing about this kid, but you sit back and you place that type of judgment on a player. So I have to question the intent of you. I have to question your intent. Are you here to really be an analysis and provide insight and in-depth conversations to uplift the Cowboys community? Or are you just here to tear stuff down? If you're here to tear stuff down, admit that, and then we can just move that on, and I know with that. But has he apologized? No. No apologies, nothing. Because it's really easy to hop on cameras, hop on Twitter, come out here and say something and stand on absolutely nothing. Everybody wants to talk and talk and talk. Nobody stands on anything. I ask people constantly, put your money up. No, I don't bet, Tuck. No, now we don't bet. Put your money on your comments. But you don't stand on anything. You should apologize. Because the same reason you're after, what's his name, Mike Basic from 105 through the fan about him saying Dak Prescott will never play football again, you should be held accountable about your Micah Parsons comments. And apologize to Micah Parsons for saying that in front of a cam. Because when you go on these cameras, whether it's 20 viewers or 20,000 viewers, you have a responsibility and a power of influence, and you have to hold yourself accountable. So what we saw yesterday was somebody sitting back who has a personal vendetta versus Jaylon Smith, compromised media, and constantly posting stuff to hammer a kid. It's not even the season yet. Why are we judging what Jaylen's going to do in Dan Quinn's scheme? It's not even the season yet. Everybody was riding me prior to that moment about preseason doesn't matter. Players shouldn't be playing in preseason anyway. It's pointless. It's irrelevant. Get rid of it. We don't need it. But one clip from a preseason game, and all of a sudden his career is done. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot rock with that. I'm a fan first, and before I come a part of that, what I saw yesterday, I'll cut all this stuff off. I'll start a Madden channel. I'll still go to every Cowboys game and just be a fan. Period. But it was corny to me. And it wasn't like I was just trying to protect Jaylen. I don't really give a damn about Jaylen. He's a football player for the Dallas Cowboys, so yeah, I support him. But there's no ties. There's no cards back here. There's no autograph on that jersey. I have no photos with the man. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And people who constantly just focus on the negatives and don't want to address any of your positives, not just in sports, but in real life, you're a hater. You're a hater, and I don't rock with people like that. I just don't. Maybe some people do, maybe some people don't. There's so many people out there who want to talk about J Tuck from when his bad days was back when I was 19. They all want to talk about that. They want to talk about that. They want to talk about that, where I used to be. All right, that's what they want to highlight. They don't talk about me giving back to my school and buying the whole school football uniforms and being a pillar in my community and all the good stuff. Nah. Focus on the negative. So for those people who do that, you are a hater and I don't rock with you. And it's the same thing when it comes to your approach of analyzing these football players. If you don't tell the both sides of it, you are a hater and I don't rock with you, period. I don't need nothing from you. I don't want you to support my show. Don't buy no merch. Don't follow me. None of that. Go be a hater, but I do not associate myself with people like you. It's your boy J Tuck. I just had to vent and get that out because I know a lot of people were kind of reaching out to me, y'all, but I feel like this, what I saw yesterday was extremely corny, and I'm not going to be a part of that, man. So tune in. For those who rock with me, want the real, both sides, good or bad, ugly. If a player's playing bad, we're going to talk about it. But if they're playing well, we're going to talk about it. Kelvin Joseph has some bad plays. He made some good plays. We're going to talk about it. Nashawn Wright has some bad plays. He made some good plays. We're going to talk about it and see which ones outweigh each other. That's how you're supposed to do it, man. Peace.